What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your look at the week ahead. Today, I'm going to take you through what economic reports I'm paying attention to, the couple of biggies. We're going to talk about expiration on Friday, and I'm going to give you an insight into what the VIX is telling us about where the market is and what that means for you. So with that, let's dig in. All right, so we've got a couple of huge economic reports coming out Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, we get PPI, Producer Price Index. That's important. Wednesday, we get CPI, Consumer Price Index. We're watching that really closely. Why? It's all about bonds. Folks, it's all about bonds. It's all about bonds and all about bonds. Let's look at TLT. TLT is down about 26 cents right now. It is right at 3 months lows, it's at 6 month lows, it's at 1 year lows. TLT has not been this low since October of 2023. And the last time we got this low, things got really, really bad for the overall market. So pay very close attention to the bond market. It is going to react to what's going on with CPI. You'll notice that when TLT sells off, the S&P sells off. When TLT rallies, the S&P rallies. And even more so, the triple Q, which leads us to Apple. Apple has been our safe haven name up until the last couple of weeks. They've been using Apple as kind of a de facto holder in place of bonds because bonds have been so bad. On Monday, we saw Apple get absolutely torched, break through its 100-day moving average, almost touch the 150 before bouncing back above. And that led to a nice little market recovery. Apple could be at a floor. It's one to watch, but really, Apple's not going to stop dropping until money feels like bonds are safe and they're a place where we can invest. There's a tie there. And don't believe me? Watch. Apple goes straight up to about the 26th. And look, the bond market's kind of selling off. And here's the 26th right here. Things stabilize. This second leg lower in the bond market, I don't think the market was prepared for, and money just kind of exited. They had ridden Apple higher kind of as its safe haven investment, like, oh, bonds are going to drop, I'm just going to buy Apple. Well, now that bonds are dropping further, I think they're taking those Apple profits, putting the cash aside, and waiting to go long some of these somewhere in the bond market. Something important to watch, which brings us to the VIX. And the futures term structure of VIX. So futures term structure is kind of how are the futures related to the index and related to each other. So if you ignore just the spot, futures are in a contango. You add in the spot, and we're actually in a partial backwardation. So what is this? This is confusion. The VIX is telling us we could be 20, we could be 30, or we could be 12. We're expecting wild moves out of the VIX, and primarily because of CPI, which leads us to SPX and what that is telling us in the options. Let's take a look at options that expire on the 15th. And SPX is trading 58.18. The straddle is pricing about $78, so they're looking for about a 1.5% move. Seems fairly valued. All right, now, after CPI, I think we're going to have a real clear idea of where this market is going. The last thing in our way is SPX expiration. And this SPX expiration on Friday, all those leaps, everything, this is going to be the biggest expiration for options in history. It's not a quadruple wishing, but options on SPX and equities, this is going to be the biggest one ever. So you're going to see some weirdness through Friday. Once we get through Friday, things could clear up. And why am I excited about that? Well, you got to join my special situations and check out what I'm doing in UVIX. UVIX is going to go 10-for-1 reverse split on Wednesday. The new options will list on Thursday. And I'm going to be looking to put on a trade Monday or Tuesday next week, in which I think there's going to be a real opportunity to make a quick 100% or more in UVIX. I'm very excited. You can check out my presentation from last week in this email. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And I'll be back tomorrow with a deeper insight, preparing you post PPI and looking ahead at CPI yet again. All right, everybody, I'm Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. I hope you have a great trading week.